such thing.
We didn't plan to be gone for what, 5 months, 6? It feels like 6 months.
It's been 4 specifically, but I can see it feels like 6. Absolutely.
Yeah, it feels like half a year has went by, but no.
The craziest part is that you wouldn't think, like, what you don't realize is that we haven't seen each other in the same time. Like, it's not been like a, it's not been a, oh, we've been hanging out and just haven't been getting down on the pod. It was like, no, we just haven't seen each other, and it's been a midst of things. Life has happened since then. People have had significant life events that we won't have to talk about on the pod, but just saying that, like, a lot of life has happened since that we both have missed each other in, and I think we both feel that as well. While, like, the pod is significant and important, like that, we love it. I think there's a certain amount of the miss of brotherhood too, of like, bro, we just really ain't been linking for the last 4 months, and not for not trying.
Yeah, no.
It has been that's been the funny part. Like, you could say, oh man, like we just hit a. This just was like, man, let's do this. Oh yeah, let's do that. Oh yeah. Oh, I can't. Okay, cool. Oh, I can't. And the next thing you know, it's like, whoa, 4 months.
Yeah.
That's over 100 days.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel real. This just doesn't feel real. But it's good to be back, man. It's good to be back.
No, it does feel good to be back. Like, I had a goal of, because I don't even know what number we're at right now. I got to go back and look at it, but we're in the 70s.
I think we need to stop counting.
I want to stop counting. I do. But I thought that we would be on track if we would record it at least twice a month. I thought we would have hit like 100 by December, and like that was like a soft goal to hit. But life had other plans, you know what I mean? So
I don't even think I realized we were that close to 100.
Bruh.
That's crazy.
Bruh. So, yeah, we're not hitting unless we churn it out and pump it out, but I'm not trying to. I'm not going to make no promises and saying we finna do that. If we do, cool. If we don't, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad to be back. Because like you said, it ain't for a lack of trying. It's just, yo, can we do this? Nah, because I got this going on. You got that going on. You out of town. Well, I'm working. I can't get out. Like, all these things, bro. But we're here. We're back after a long, unexpected hiatus. So my brother.
This was I would say before we keep moving. This was a lesson to me in relationship. That the fact that just because we hadn't seen each other in 4 months, at no point did either of us go, screw that nigga. Like, I don't even like this nigga no more. Like, I can't believe this nigga.
Bro.
And I was like, man, like, you know how many times like your brain will take you places, you'd be like, damn, bro, like, what happened? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, man, we're 4 month period. I think one time I checked, I was like, we good, right? Like, just you don't hate me, right? Because I'm feeling like some of these feel like they're on me more than they're on you. I just need to make sure we good. But this was a lesson in that. It's just like, bro, when it's your right people and it's really your people's like that, like, life can get in the way, and you don't have to like shame yourself out of relationship with them, because sometimes we do that. Sometimes when we can't make it work, we'll go, oh shoot, well, they probably don't want to hear from me, right? Or like, man, like my homie called me a couple months ago, never got back to him, man. I probably shouldn't call him back because he'll be mad when I call him. We probably, and then you let the relationship die out for no reason other than you got in your own head about your humanity, because human beings make mistakes. Like, yeah, bro. I don't know, man. So this was a cool, because we connected yesterday. Yeah. And this was a cool moment of like, I just saw you, you saw me, and it was just like we never left. And I was like, you're right, bro. Like, it don't ever have to be that deep, man. It can just be life happens and we keep moving forward. So
no, absolutely, bro. Like, I'm at this age now where like I'm not ghosting nobody. Like I'm not afraid of like no conflict. Like, if there was something that was an issue between me and you, just use you as an example because you're here.
Right, yeah.
If there was something that was going on that was an issue between me and you, I would have brought it to your front door and we would have addressed it as such, and whatever would have happened from that conversation would have happened. But I'm not about to be like, oh, well, I don't like this person no more, I'm going just, cut them off and just not say anything about it. It's like, nah. Like, if I love you, if I care about you, then if I'm at that point, I'm going to talk to you and let you know it, and maybe we could try to work something out to smooth things over, whatever the case may be. But, yeah, I'm communicating. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And like you said before, like, when you know it's your peoples and things like that, like, you don't even really got to worry about that. You know what I mean? Because it's like life happens, and if that person loves you and respects you and, like, sees you as, like, how you expect them to see you, how you think that they're supposed to see you and everything like that, then it ain't no problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially with us, like, me and you, because, look, bruh, I ain't putting your business out there, but you ain't necessarily the best texter, like text back.
I'm not ashamed of it. Not ashamed of it might be a bad word. I wouldn't say I'm not ashamed of it. I know.
Yeah.
And at this season of life, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, no.
Like, I'm like, I something that I aspire to do better at some other point in my life, but right now, I don't know if this is gonna be me. But you're totally right. You're not lying, and I do not feel attacked. I feel like you're only observing the truth.
Yeah,
and by letting people know in here, you might actually be helping me by letting other people know this ahead of time.
Like, for me, like, because you're not the only friend of mine that does that. Like, I would text them something and not hear back from them for like 3 days.
Just out of curiosity, how many unread text messages do you have in your phone right now?
None. I try to there are texts, like, I've become what I hated, right? Because I used to hate not being texted back. Like, I'm not saying, like, text me right back this second type of text person, but, like, text me back, like, within a certain respectable time frame. Like, if I text you at, like, 12 o'clock noon, like, I expect you to hit me back within the same day, not, like, 2-3 days later. Right. Now, I've become the person that's just, like, I look at a text message and it's like, I don't feel like dealing with this conversation right now.
Right.
So I'm just going, like, I don't have my phone, like, on red. Like, some people are disrespectful.
Yeah.
They will turn the iPhone on and be like, red receipts and everything, and you will see that somebody read it and they didn't reply. I'm not disrespectful like that. Like, I got, like, my phone is like, you don't know. You know what I mean? But, no, bro, like, all in all, I stood up there to say that is just that, like, we good, like.
Bro, I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I have 41 unread messages. Both of my parents are on that list. One of my groomsmen is on that list. And that message from my groomsman is from September 12th. So over a month.
I don't feel bad now. I don't
I'm sick. I'm sick. Yeah. I need help.
Yeah. So let me ask you this then, because I know we got some other stuff to get into, but outside of your wife, obviously.
Yeah.
Who are 3 people that you respond to on a regular? That's not job orientated or church orientated, because you do got to respond.
Here's what I don't appreciate about that. What you're doing here, Dash. Because right now I was about to use a government name for putting me out on wax like this. Because the hard part is that you know the unfortunate reality is that you're kind of not on that list, because we talked about this.
That's fine. I'm not asking for me to be on that list. I'm just asking, like, in general, like.
No, but you know the people who are on that list. So I feel like.
No, I don't.
You do. What I'm telling you is that you do know those people on that list. Here's what I'll say. I think my wife is an immediate. If I'm looking at my phone right now. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
My wife. I'm always gonna get back to my wife immediately.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
As you should.
Ramon, I'm gonna get back to him.
Okay.
Because we work together. That's my homie. Like, so that's every day. Right. So mainly his texts are more pertinent, because if he's texting me, it's probably something I actually need to either worry about for work or about to hit the gym or something like that. So I'm probably gonna text him back.
Word.
Then the next is gonna be Perry probably, and my brother.
Okay.
Those are the 3 people that I'm like. I mean, I'm not that good with Perry and my brother, really. I'll read it and then, like, or I might call them or something like that or whatever. But but Ramon probably is number one outside of my wife on that one, just because, like, the likelihood, like, first thing in the morning I go to the gym, I'm about to see him, and then that's just like, so that's just natural, like, to be that consistently back and forth with him.
Right.
But yeah, man, my wife, like I said, bro, my mom texted me like 4 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at it, and I'm still like, I'm probably not gonna get back to that till like tomorrow. I'm sick. I have a sickness. Somebody help me, please. Somebody help me. I'm sick.
But see, here's the thing, though. Like, I don't know, because, like, you aren't, it's not like that's, like, you're the only person in the world that does that or has this sickness or whatever you want to call it, right? I just want to know at what point in time did we as a society just be like, yeah, no, we're just not going to respond.
Bro, I think it's pandemic related. I truly know that this habit of mine did not exist until the pandemic.
Okay.
I don't know if it became because all my white friends started texting, or not even my white friends, because my white friends knew better. But the white people that knew me trying to text me about what I thought about George Floyd and all of that stuff. Like that might have been because I was like, bro, y'all overrunning my inbox, bro. I'm solid. I'm good. I don't feel like dealing with this. So I think that might have been the start of the habit because I was like, in that moment, you realize like life is so crazy right now. You getting a response back is not my first priority.
So your white friends actually checked up on you during that whole time?
No. My real homies?
Yeah.
No, because they knew I was fine.
Got you.
It was the people who knew me and were struggling to understand what was going on.
Yeah.
Who was reaching out.
Yeah.
And that was when it was like, all right, like, Yeah. I got into some Facebook wars. I regret it.
I
regret giving people my energy like that.
I feel like a lot of us went through that, but I'm kind of sort of jealous because like I didn't have not any of my white compatriots.
You don't have no white friends, Fred.
I do got some white friends, but like you said, the ones that knew me knew I was all right, but I didn't have nobody like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, are you okay?
Also, but that's not the way real ones do it, bro.
It's not. I'm just saying. But you had that experience. I didn't have that experience.
I have a lot of white friends.
Yeah, you probably got. Yeah, no, you ain't probably. No, you got.
Like I think about it this way. I think like for every 8 to 10 white friends you have, there's one out of that pack that was aware enough to think, let me check in on that person. And I have about 800 white friends.
Yeah.
It's just how my life is stacked out. I didn't choose it this way. People were like, "Oh, you milk lover." No. Relax. Life. The Lord and life had threw me some things that just made sense. And then that, I tell people this when I pull up the Moody, bro. I had no idea it was gonna be this white. Like, I'll be completely honest. I pulled up the Moody and was like, "Oh man, it's gonna be cool. Like I'm going to Bible school. I'm gonna learn this stuff like that."
Yeah.
And the day I got to campus for orientation, I was like, I don't know why it didn't occur to me that this place was going to be stuffed to the brim with my lack of melanated brothers.
Well, I mean, you didn't go to a Baptist Bible school. If you would have went to a Baptist Bible school, then that would have been flipped.
Bro, when I tell you I did no research before I got here, I did no research. I didn't know the mascot. I didn't know where it was located. I was like, man, I'm here.
What's a mascot?
Exactly, the Archers.
I don't know why I thought y'all was just going to have like a Bible be like the mascot, bro.
That's the logo, if that helps. It's definitely part of the logo. It's not the mascot.
Like a book, just,
Like, were we the Moody, like the Moody Bible Thumpers or something like that? That's what you thought it was going to be?
No, not the Bible Thumpers, but like, I don't know, fam. Like, it's just, I don't know, dude. Like, it's, because I've been to the gym and everything. Like, you gave me a tour of the campus and everything, but like, it's just, I don't know, bro. Like, when I think of Bible school, I don't think of like, oh, it's just, it's a school like any other, but it's tailored towards Christianity, Bible, and study of it and everything else like that. Like, for me, like, trying to wrap my head around like, oh, they have a gymnasium, they have a team, they compete against other schools. Like,
right.
Yeah.
I get you. You thought it was like mini church. Like, it was like church with desks. Like all day church with desks.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. I don't think you're the only person that think that. I don't think that's not what I didn't think it was gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like the Lord was telling me to go. So I was like, cool. And then I got here and was like, yo, y'all are white. And I'm from LA, so like West Coast LA white is different than Midwest, Iowa, Wisconsin, Ohio, Michigan, and Illinois.
So
sometimes Kansas.
So real.
In Indiana.
So
white. That's a different white.
Indiana is a whole different story, bro. What is the difference then? Tell me. Like I don't know. I'm asking genuinely. Like I don't.
That's a different episode of the pod that I think we should do. I totally think we should do.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now I'm feeling myself excited to be back and a little unhinged.
And
feeling like I need to be a little more calculated with my next move. I'll be honest. But I think if we do that, I need to be a little more calculated. Like I need a week of preparation, so I make sure I say everything the right ways. Because right now I'm working on getting myself canceled. That's for sure. I'm teetering on it.
It happens. It happens.
It's all right. Look. I understand that right now. I look like a speeding car on fire, about to jump over a ramp full of 20 buses with children inside the buses too. Yeah. And you kind of just want to see where it's gonna go. I don't blame you for that.
Yeah.
But I got a family now. I got a family now.
I get that. So let's move on to the meat and potatoes of it all.
Meat and potatoes.
So I know that we are 2 weeks late now on this? A week late?
Probably 2.
Yeah, 2 weeks. So Drake dropped his latest album.
For all the dogs. What are your initial thoughts? Here's what I really want. I want the thoughts you had when you listened to it the first time.
I got you.
And then I want all the thoughts you've had about it all the times you've listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to me straight.
Okay, so the first thing you asked was what my initial thoughts were. My initial thoughts were, this is nothing like what you released last week, because the week before he dropped he dropped a Time Zone song.
That was actually I think it was a few days before,
okay,
right?
So a few days before. So my initial thoughts going into it was all right, we about to have some lyrical, not lyrical miracle, but some lyrical, fire on this album.
Getting after it, yeah.
That's not what I got. Listening to it through the first time, I was like, I done got my hopes up again, and my hopes have been washed out again. And after listening to it a few more times and actually trying to be mature about it and not just write it off as, oh, this is trash, what I've come to understand and look at it as is that this album just is not for me. Because he titled the name of the album For All the Dogs, and that's exactly what it feels like for 99.9% of the album. It's for all the dogs. I myself do not consider myself a dog, so for me,
got you.
It's not. There's not this is the first Drake album where I do not have a track that I like.
That's a bold statement. Not a single track?
Not a single track, bro.
I think you're wrong, though.
Because we can say first-person shooter, but really we're talking about just J. Cole's verse and everything that he's saying on there. We're not talking about Drake, because Drake, for me, in my perspective, did not show up like he was supposed to show up on that particular track. Because if Cole is saying, oh, the Spider-Man meme is me and Drake looking at each other, it's not on this song, it's not.
Dang.
Maybe as far as skill level and success level and stuff like that, maybe y'all can point at each other, but this song is no. You know what I mean? It's not because it's a bad song. It's bad because Drake didn't. His bars and everything what he was doing was not up to par to where Cole was. And I know Cole has been killing features for the past 4-5 years. I get that. I understand.
Listen,
that.
Cole is on a tear that's just who hurt you?
Yeah,
he's on that, but that's why I almost give Drake grace on that one, because I know he's supposed to be goated. And I feel that way about him.
Mm-hmm.
But Cole is on some different type time right now, and I have no idea why.
And I get that, but my issue is that Drake didn't even try. Mm-hmm. That is my issue. It's you don't if Cole is up here. And and you can see that his level is up here, and you got the bars back, you got the verse back, You supposed to look at that and be like, all right, if I can't beat him, I'm for damn sure gonna try to do my best because this is my album. This is a song that I wanted him on my album. You feel me? It's like you getting shown up on your own album and you just don't care. Even though this man is giving you a compliment of saying like, yo, you're on the level that I'm on. Like we looking at each other like we Spider-Man, like we the goats in this. You know what I mean? But all in all, looking at the whole album, I think my biggest takeaway from it is that this album, to me and to my ears, could have been made by anybody. It does not, for me, I don't know what Drake is doing. I don't know if he's coasting. I don't know if I feel like he's going like the Kanye route of like having every album be different and sound different and go in a different direction and everything as far as creativity-wise goes. And maybe that's the issue. But I feel like this album in particular, if you would have taken Drake off of this and gave all the lyrics to somebody else, I would have been like, all right, cool. This is a Big Sean album. This is, I don't know, man, whoever you want to throw out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it doesn't have an identity. And I feel like it's just a big throwaway project. It feels like I'm trying to get out my deal here type of situation. And I know that's kind of hard and harsh to say and everything, but for me, it's like I said, like, I did not enjoy this album. It's not for me. Now, obviously, I am in the minority with that because the album has done good. The singles have done, not singles, but like the tracks on it have been charted and everything else. People playing it, people loving it, and that's cool. And I'm happy for them. I'm not telling you that it's trash. I'm just telling you, for me, I didn't enjoy it, and I wish that was not the case. I wish I could have enjoyed it, or at least enjoyed some of it.
And now here comes my point.
Go ahead.
Okay. I don't necessarily disagree with anything that you are saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's probably a pride element to what happened on what's the song with J. Cole again, First Person Shooter, where if you're Drake and you send Cole your verse and then you send him that and he sent back, you say to yourself, maybe I got washed, but do I let him know that I got washed? We can debate on that, but I think that's maybe what happened over here. But let me ask you a question, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it was in June of 2021, was it? Yeah, I think June of 2021. Let me just make sure my dates are accurate here. Oh, 2022. So last year?
Okay.
June of last year.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Minneapolis. And I checked my phone and it said Drake's dropping an album tomorrow.
Gotcha.
And who did I call first?
Me.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And we were hyped. We're going to get a Drake album tonight. Da-da-da-da, right?
Yeah.
And before I could even get to the album, because I was doing something, you had already texted me. You were like, what did I just listen to?
Yeah.
This is wild.
Yeah.
And we hopped on the phone around like 11 o'clock at night, and we talked for about an hour about this album.
Yeah.
And you let me know about how much you despised what he just did on that album. You gave me an earful. We might even talked about it on the pod. I think at some point, you can go back to the dates.
There's a pod specifically named
how bad that album was for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then about a few weeks ago, fast forward, 365, 70, 300, almost 400 days maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a text from you.
Mm-hmm.
What was that text talking about when it came referred to Honestly Never Mind?
I was wrong.
You were wrong.
Yes.
You were wrong.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, see, I don't want you to be wrong.
Right.
I like when you're right. I want to see my brother win.
Yeah.
Fact.
Likewise, bro. Likewise.
But I said to you at the in that when that text exchange, and I'm saying, oh, and then we text about this album later, and I said what I'm about to say now, is I think we're in the unfortunate reality, and this happens with all great all-time artists like a Drake, like a Kanye, even like I think I would even dare to say even a Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to a level so high and you produce like these masterpiece of projects, and it commercially does so well, there's no way you can ever meet that expectation ever again. Okay, we got from Drake, we had Take Care, then we had Nothing Was the Same. And those albums were undoubtedly classics, right? I would even go as far as say, for me, Views is a classic. Some people have opinions about that, right?
Right.
But nothing since Views has been something that we've been like, oh shoot, you know, like
Yeah.
you know, and that's, you know, I'm trying to think of when More Life came out. I want to double check make sure I'm right, because More Life is a classic to me as well, but maybe isn't for other people. But I think that More Life came out before. But anyway, I won't hold us up on that. But you get to a certain point. I think Kanye had the same thing. Kanye does College Dropout, Late Registration, and Graduation.
The trilogy.
And after that, every album except for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is What Is Kanye Doing?
Yeah.
And then somehow, like, remember Life of Pablo came out?
Yeah.
We're still bumping songs from Life of Pablo, but everybody acted like when Life of Pablo came out, it was like, oh, I don't know about this, right?
Yeah.
I always argue that Yeezus is pretty much a Travis Scott album. Like, if you compare Travis Scott's kind of sound to what Yeezus was, it was pre that.
Yeezus was ahead of his time.
Yeah, it was ahead of his time, I think, right?
Yeah.
And so I think genuinely that we're at the place with Drake as well, where like nothing he does is gonna be good enough. Nothing he does is gonna be good enough. CLB was like, is it trash? Is it I go back to CLB and I go, I don't really see a miss on this one. But it wasn't what I expected. You got the album artwork. I thought the album artwork was like, what's happening here? This seems weird. But now I go back and I'm like, this is solid. Honestly, never mind. You hated it, and I was like, I'm not sure, bro. I think it has something there.
Right.
And the more I listened to it, the more I was like, no, it's solid. It's just because Drake did it that it feels weird. And so
it does. And not to cut you off, just want to throw this in.
Yeah.
I just want to throw this in there. So for me, with Honestly Nevermind, so I was working at Raising Cane's at the time, and they had like this mix of songs that played. And the one song that played was Massive.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, what song is this? Is this like a new or whatever? And I looked at the map, I'm like, oh, it's Massive. I'm like, oh, it's from Honestly Nevermind. I was like, maybe I've matured enough to actually like house music or techno, whatever it is that genre that album is like, maybe my ears have matured enough to actually appreciate it. And then I went back and I listened to the album, like, it's not a bad album at all. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it goes back to what you were saying about expectations and things like that, because when we talked about Drake dropping a new album randomly on a Friday, Thursday, whatever day that was, we had expectations.
Right.
And my expectations was a rap album.
Mm-hmm.
I did not get a rap album, so I was not happy.
Right.
So you tackled that with me not liking house music. I was never going to like that album.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? At that time.
I might say, yeah.
And then, you know, my ears grew up and like I matured and I've become to accept it and actually like it. I liked Her Loss, him and 21 Savage.
I thought that album was dope.
Even though I'm not the biggest 21 fan, I still liked that album. I think, I don't know, bro. Like, there's a disconnect with me with this current album with For All the Dogs. Like, that's it's a disconnect. I don't know. I think it's more or less it's like the content, because he's always, you know, wore his heart on his sleeve, talked about his feelings and things like that. But it just feels like reading a book, judging a book by its cover. For All the Dogs, because that's exactly what most of the content is for. Like I said earlier, bro, and it's like, for me, it's like, I don't want to listen to a whole album of you just dogging this made-up person or this actual real person. I don't know, but I don't listen to a whole album about it. And like, that is like the main issue. Like, the beats and everything else like that, like, nothing's wrong with that. It's just the content for me specifically is not what I want to hear, especially for Drake. And people were talking about how they want Drake to mature and have his like 444.
You talking about Joe Budden?
Yeah, like, but
Joe Budden said it.
He said it, but there are other people out there, even from his last couple of albums, that wanted him to like mature and like have that taking things. But my whole thing is like this: it's like he's not there yet, in my eyes, because on this album he took a shot at some lady that Michelle Obama praised or something like that, the White House or something like that, like, and it's just like. The lady that he took a shot to ain't even nowhere. Well, okay, as far as popularity goes, not on his level. Sure. I didn't even know who this lady was until people started talking about it. And I'm just like, why are you randomly like, I get you were probably upset because Michelle Obama and Obama said, like, this person is fire or whatnot, and you felt like you should have been the one that they said that was fire. It's just like, that's something that's childish. So for me, looking at it from that perspective, is like, if this man is doing this, what makes you think that he has a 444 album in him at this moment in time if he's still doing stuff like that?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But he said he's going to take a few years off of making music and things like that to get himself better and everything else, which I hope that he does, because everybody needs to go and, you know, get that mental health, whatever, situated. Maybe we'll get it then. I don't know.
To the point the point you're making about the content, though, which I was kind of going to get to, is the fact that like everybody wants Kanye to be 2004 Kanye. They want Katrina just happening and on a national TV at a telethon to raise money for people. Yeah. He goes, George Bush doesn't care about black people. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants what they expect and what they grew accustomed to. And everybody's able to grow except for people who live in the spotlight. Yeah. And artists and things like that, because we love them the way that they came to us and they connected to us. And so when they change and they adapt, it takes us time to get there. It took you time to enjoy the Drake album because that's not what you expected. I think that's what we're going to continue to kind of find as with an artist like that, when they're so prolific, is that we all have a common bond to that person that then makes it feel like and then we're all like, it was a bad album, but it's like, really, we just were disappointed because we don't feel like we're getting the album that made us feel connected to him, like the one that we first heard that first time.
I like that.
So yeah, I think that's just where we're at with it, and that's where we're at. We even with Cole is kind of in a dangerous spot, I like too, because like the fall off was, I thought was, I mean, not the fall off, it was the off season. The off season I thought was really good, but I did leave feeling like I don't think I got everything I wanted out of that album. And I think it's because I still think about Friday Night Lights. Wait. No. What was the album called?
Sideline.
It was the big mixtape that he had. But anyway, it was the big one that happened before he dropped his first album. But that one, the one that had the Drake song In the Morning, all of that in there, so like that. Yeah, that was the one. I think it's called Friday Night Lights.
I think it is too.
Yeah, and so, but that mixtape is closer to that, but the albums in between there, like KOD, I don't know if I felt the same connection to, but 2014 Forest Hills Drive felt like, oh, I can relate to that. But basically I'm saying to say that we're getting to that point now where like even those people like are getting to that level where it just, whatever they come out with next, we have to be careful about our expectations and accept them for who they are as artists. And then enjoy them for that, because I think if you step away from it, if you step away from your own expectations from it, you actually get to enjoy the fact that your people are either growing up or growing out or doing something different. But you connect with the artist. So
no, what you said was spot on, bro. Like we got expectations and we have these expectations of them meeting us where we met them, but they're growing, and like that's, as artists ourselves, you know what I mean? Like that's just what it is. We're not going to necessarily write about the same content, or you in particular rap about the same content, things like that, because you have life experiences, things change or whatnot. Mindsets can change or alter or whatever the case may be. So I'm with you on that. I don't know in particular if that will change for this particular album for me. 'Cause like I said, it's just content-wise, I'm not really rolling with. But maybe, you know, in due time, it's just something that I could grow to actually accept it is what it is. and lyrics aside, content aside, I could actually sit there and enjoy it. Because there are songs which I don't necessarily agree with the content or vibe with the content, but it's some nice, you know what I mean? Like
Sure.
I can jam to it or whatnot. So
before we move off of this topic,
mhm.
Rich Baby Daddy's the best song on that album.
Fam, I will take your word for it. Like I said, I don't have one. If that ever changes, I'll make sure.
If you got problems with Sexy Red, come see me. Don't come see me. I'm kidding. Don't come see me. That's between y'all. I don't.
I think for me, when I first heard that song, I think, and it did what it was supposed to do. Like her verse, her chorus, starting off the song was just wild. Now, if it would have been the normal verse then chorus, it wouldn't have been as wild. But it starting off that way, it's just like, yo, no, this is the energy that we own. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, like I said, it's an album that I'm pretty sure as time goes on, just like with a lot of other artists and things like that, will come to enjoy it and accept it. It is for what it is. Now, for you, where, based off of how many times you've heard it and what you're feeling on it right now, where does it sit in his discography?
Oh, the unfortunate. So that's a trick bag question. I feel like you're putting me into a bit of a corner there. Because if I had to be honest, it might be on the lowest. It might be the lowest album on his discography for me. Maybe that. So okay, so I'm in the weird camp of people. I don't even know if other people like me exist. I did not really like If You're Reading This Is Too Late.
I didn't really like it either.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought somebody was talking about it like it was like like it was a classic, and I was like,
"There's some joints on there."
I don't see it as a classic though.
There's some joints on there for sure, but like overall, the total, no. It's the same thing for me with the joint he did with Future. The joint album that they did, and people were like, "Yo, this is dope," and it's like, I mean, there's a couple of joints on here that I can vibe to, but like overall, it's not what I want to hear. But then again, I guess a large part of that has to deal with I don't really like Future like that.
Okay.
Like Future, I can probably count how many songs I like by Future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Were you shocked to not see any Future on this album?
To see any Future on it?
Yeah.
Nah. I wasn't shocked.
Because he'd been on, like...
most of them?
Yeah, bruh. So I was like, yo, you ain't got Future on here? This is like, okay. But I mean, like, for an album title for all the dogs, I would have thought...
No, you're right.
It's a layup. You know what I mean? Like, I thought it would have been, but I get it.
Now that you say it, you're definitely right. He was missing. Like that's annoying because I didn't realize. But you're right. That's a missing key component. He should have been at least on one song, singing one hook.
Or you do some ad libs, something, bro.
Yeah. Or just "Wait for You" on here as a bonus track or something. I don't know, because that junk was fire and that's perfect for all the dogs. Yeah.
So I guess
bottom is that. Does that answer your question? Bottom of his discography. I think it's the last. I don't think it's the best by any means. And I'll live with that.
I get you. How long we been going for?
Oh, that's a good question. I didn't even think to start the clock.
My watch is dead. It's fine. How much time you got?
How much time we been going for?
I mean, normally we go for like 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, I still think that capping it.
No, I'm not trying to say. I'm not. Listen.
Yeah.
We not ever going back. Listen to y'all. We ain't never going back to 3-hour pods. Okay, 2.5 pods. Listen.
Yeah, it was a season.
It was a season. Time. It was a good time, right? We were working some things out. I know some of y'all. It's like, yo, I can listen to y'all for hours, and I get that, and I appreciate that. Really, really, I do. But us going for that long, no, because that's a mess to edit, and it's like, it's a whole bunch. No.
Also, it's just respectfully, it's a waste of our time to put in 4 episodes worth of content into 1 episode. Like, you really think about it, we were putting so much content. Do you know how often we sit there? We like, what are we gonna talk about this time? I wonder if we just held back on some of them older episodes, if we have stuff to talk about. Like, you know what I mean? We still always do. I'm just saying that's just like that's how much time, how many things we covered in those episodes.
I want to do eventually, and I'm going to sit down and do this. I was waiting until we hit 100, but I might do it before we hit 100. I want to sit down and just calculate how many episodes, including the afterpods, and just looking at the total time that we've sat.
Been on the pod.
Yeah, bruh.
That'd be fun. It would be a terrible thing, but I would also love to see how many episodes of the pod did we talk about food.
Speaking of, you wanna end on this on some food for the old time's sake, or what you want to get out of here?
Absolutely, we can end on some food. Before we keep going to that though, we love you, Darius.
Darius, bro, we miss you, fam.
We miss you, man.
We miss you, bro.
Man, that's the guy with there were no food talks without D.
There's not. When we get to 100, I don't know how we gonna do it. Whether it's Zoom or we come to you, however it's gonna be, bro. You there for 100, fam. Just know that, okay? Ain't no way around it, fam. Ain't no way around it. But yeah. So, my question to you is, what plate? And when I mean a plate, I mean a main dish and 2 sides clears all the rest of the plates.
What do you mean? What do you mean by clears all the rest of the plates?
Means that plate, the main dish and the 2 sides, best combination. Period.
Oh, I don't like this. I'm gonna go with what I know is my Thanksgiving plate every time, without fail.
Yeah.
But you saying main and 2 sides?
Yeah.
I think I need a 3rd side though. I need you to make this provision for me. Because I have the plate.
All right, 3 sides, fam. Three sides.
All right. Honey glazed ham.
I'm rolling.
Macaroni and cheese.
But no,
we're not getting into that.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. No. No, listen, man. Listen, bro. I wish we could have recorded, like, throughout that whole time of arguing about that specific topic, which we're not even going to mention. Like, we could have had, like, half
that should not be named.
we could have, like, half a season worth of content of just the back and forth arguments about that dish alone.
Do you remember how many, like, guests we brought in on that too? We were like, hey, but for real though, like, settle this for us. And there's still no peace about it, but we've moved forward.
Yes, we moved forward because we felt like that it's something that ain't never gonna end. So yeah, so you said honey glazed ham, you said mac and cheese. Okay.
I'm saying yams.
Okay.
And collard greens.
Ooh.
That's my. You gave me. I appreciate you making the provision for me to have the extra side there.
Yeah.
But every Thanksgiving, that's my plate.
Okay.
Every Thanksgiving.
Got you.
What's yours?
I'm going with my old faithful. So, oven baked salmon.
Yeah. Yeah, that is your old faithful. Nigga gonna eat some salmon.
I am.
Nigga gonna eat some salmon.
Some nicely seasoned asparagus.
Yeah.
And then
go for it.
You gotta have the mashed potatoes with some pico de gallo mixed in there.
I want to tell you that I knew that was gonna be your answer.
Oh yeah.
Down to the pico de gallo. Like I'm like this. That is literally your play. I at least have come to your house at least twice, and you've had that meal.
Yeah.
That's just your stuff. That's
fam.
I think people are gonna be shocked with the pico de gallo and the mashed potatoes.
You gotta try it. It's not as wild or bad as you think that it may possibly be.
I don't even know if it's that, but like to think that that's a staple meal for you, like that's your go-to, that's the one you'll live and die on.
Yeah.
Is mashed potatoes with pico de gallo in it? Because I don't know anybody else like. That literally sounds like you were chilling eating like that, and you was pulling stuff out of the fridge, and all of a sudden your pico de gallo just spilled into your mashed potatoes. You were like, oh no, let me just scoop this up. Wait a minute, because that does not sound like an intentional mix at all.
So there was a restaurant, and it was a restaurant that me and my fiance went to.
Oh.
You like?
You just
yeah. Your boy's engaged. A lot has happened. A lot has happened.
We're gonna touch that one on the next pod. We'll do that. We'll do that. Leave y'all with something to come back for.
Yeah. So I want to say it was a few years ago. So I think maybe 2019 or 2018. Me and my fiance, my girlfriend at the time, but fiance, we went to this restaurant called Scout. So it was kind of like a Waterhouse. So it was like a bar and a restaurant like mixed together, like a sports bar and restaurant mixed together. And I was just, cause I'm a particular eater. Okay, some people will sit up there and say a picky eater.
Yeah, you're. I love you a lot.
Yeah.
And I never want to cook for you because I am so afraid I will disappoint you.
Yeah.
You are that picky of an eater.
Yeah. I don't know why people just don't be like, yo, would you eat this or eat that? No? Well, then you bring your own plate. I respect that 1,000%.
I'm going to do that next time.
No, I respect it. Cause
here's the thing. I go all out for people when I bring them over. So I was about to make you some like pasta with some like homemade noodles and do the whole thing. And the moment I remember you said, you were like, what we eating? I was like, I forgot, bro. If I don't get over here and get a little Lunchable for yo,
hey fam,
gonna get some like.
I would have told that. I would have told that Lunchable up, bro. What you talking about?
Exactly, bro. I was like, as soon as I remembered, I was like, let me not break my back for this man who's gonna be like, it's all right. You know this is what you do. You be too nice. You be too nice to be like, it's gross. You be like, it's all right. Yep.
I do. But no, man. So we went there and I just had like a burger or something, but like they actually had like a smoked salmon like on a plank or whatnot. So they grilled it or whatever they did to it. They had asparagus and they had mashed potatoes with pico de gallo. All three of these things, I think I've had asparagus before when I was younger, but all three of these things I ain't never had, okay?
Okay.
But I was looking at it because it was smelling good, and I'm just like, yo, can I get a little bit? And like, she let me get a little bit of it, and I'm just like, yo, I'm getting this every time I come here now. And I did. Unfortunately, they closed because the pandemic happened. That was my spot, bro. But, yeah, ever since then, I've been a believer in pico and de gallo and mashed potatoes, bro. It's fire. You add some Tabasco sauce to it if you want a little bit of spice to it, you know what I mean? But it's fire.
That's still random, and I'm not mad at you. Just very, very random.
It is. It is. And I'm a burger guy. Like, burgers are like my favorite food on the planet. But when it comes to salmon.
Okay. Last thing for real. What burger toppings? What like the preferred burger toppings? Now I'm doing my own recon for when I do have you over to cook something. I'll just order us pizza or wings.
So lettuce, onion, tomato.
Okay.
Ketchup and mustard.
Are you a spread guy? You want some spread on that? Or like some fancy spread that the restaurants be throwing in there?
Spread?
Like a
restaurant
like a
sauce?
Special sauce? Yeah.
No, fam. I'm basic.
You don't want no special sauce? No nothing. You want
bro. Ketchup and mustard, fam.
That's it?
Ketchup and mustard, bro.
All right.
Listen, bro, like I had a bad experience when I was younger cause like I used to be like adventurous and like try different foods when I was younger.
Yeah.
And like one time I had a bologna sandwich. I fried it, put it on some bread, added some mayo, added some ketchup. Worst decision of my life. It changed the trajectory of my palate. I didn't want to have anything to do with mayo. I'm just now starting, like maybe like a year or two ago, to like actually eat mayo again and be okay with that. My fiance was getting on me about like not like. That's gonna sound wild. I don't even like playing a pause game.
Say it.
So she was like, "Yo, you have a thing against like white condiments." And I'm just like, because like you don't like mayo, you don't like Miracle Whip, you don't like sour cream, you don't like ranch, and I'm just like,
ooh, that's interesting. Hey,
all of these are facts. And I couldn't argue with her. She was just reading. She's reading me like a list, bro. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Dang.
Yeah.
Hey, it checks out though.
Yeah, I'm mad at my palate, bro. I wish, it's not that I wish I could eat all of these things because it looks good, but like, for some reason, like it don't agree with my stomach.
Okay.
It don't.
Say no mas.
Yeah. But this was good, bro. It was good to be back with you and pod, but more importantly, just connect in general, fam. It's been a grip.
Yeah. It's been nice, man.
I mean, texting the phone and FaceTime is one thing, but actually being in person is a whole nother bag, bro.
Yeah. I concur.
Yes, sir. I'm not gonna tell you when you gonna see us next, 'cause I ain't trying to jinx us. But we hope to be doing this on some kind of regular basis and not it being a hiatus type of deal.
Yeah, just like we didn't plan the first hiatus.
Exactly. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, we didn't even introduce ourselves. I'm Vash, by the way.
I'm Cam.
And this has been Reset the Vibe, another episode, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, love one another.
Nope.
Damn it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
No, you know what I thought? I thought about this like when I was on my way over here. It's like, I gotta remind myself how to edit all of this and put this all together again, bro. It's gonna be like a puzzle.
Yeah.
It's been too long, fam. It's been too long. Well, go ahead, take us home then, since you remember it, bro.
Take care of one another. Be kind to one another. And as always, love.
Love. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.